from my side and let me share the screen. Right. So, okay. So Joshi has to reset the passwords of other logins. Joshi has to delete the other logins. Joshi has to rename the other logins. So a lot of permissions are there for Joshi now, as Joshi is a member of security admin. So in case she wants to delete other logins, first of all she has to see, right, what are the logins are there. In case she want to like rename the other logins, first of all she should have permissions to view the logins, other logins, right? So that's why now Joshi can see other logins as well. So when you're a member of security admin or sysadmin, earlier Joshi is unable to access the SQL Server logs. Okay, when I click this plus symbol, we usually going to get the error. Okay, so now if you expand the same SQL Server error logs, now you can see the error logs also. So sometimes you'll get the question, so who are all can see the error logs? A member of security admin, a member of sysadmin can see the error logs. Okay, right, clear? Right. Now I have a question for all of you. Joshi is a security admin now.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Only security admin can see the server logs.
Security admin and sysadmin can see the server logs, error logs.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Fine. So Joshi is sysadmin now. Oh, sorry, security admin now. Joshi can delete the other logins. Joshi can reset the passwords of other logins. Joshi can rename the other logins. Right. Right. I have a question for all of you. Imagine Joshi is a security admin. Can Joshi change the sysadmin login name? Can Joshi rename a sysadmin login? Can Joshi reset the password of a sysadmin login?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay. So that is the assignment for the tomorrow's class. Okay. Joshi, a member of security admin, can delete the sysadmin login or not. That is first thing. A member of security admin can rename the sysadmin login or not. Create a separate login. Don't delete existing sysadmins. Otherwise, you are not able to connect to the SQL server. Okay. So what you can do is just create a new login, or already one login is there, right? Imagine who is the other login we have. Sudarshan. Okay. So Sudarshan, I am going to give Sudarshan, okay, as a sysadmin. Okay. Now Joshi has to check whether Joshi can delete Sudarshan or not. Okay, whether Joshi can delete Sudarshan or not. If I click delete, so you will came to know the answer, but I don't click delete. So I gave you the route how to do the practice and all. Okay, just complete this activity and let me know whether a security admin can delete sysadmin login or not, whether a security admin can reset the password of the sysadmin login or not, and a security admin can rename the sysadmin login or not. Okay, right? That is the assignment question for tomorrow, right? So let me go to the next role. What is the other role we have? Server admin. Okay, so what server admin is having? Yes. Okay, so server admin will have only these kind of permissions. Add member to server admin. Okay, default permission. DBCC free proc cache. Forget about this one. Okay, so we'll discuss it about this DBCC free proc cache later. Reconfigure sp underscore configure reconfigure. Okay, so let's discuss about this one. This is important. Bhaskar. Okay, let me give you the permissions. Why Bhaskar, it took this much time? You are not listening the class. You can record the session. Okay, right. So okay, fine, no issues. Right. Okay, so server admin is having a big permission that is called shutdown. Okay, a member of server admin can shut down your SQL server. A member of server admin can shut down your SQL server. Can anyone tell me how to shut down the SQL server? How to stop the SQL server? I want to stop the SQL server. How can I do that?
Yes, go to configuration manager,
Okay,
select the instance name and stop the service.
very good. Go to configuration manager, select the instance and
Right click it,
right click. Very good.
stop it.
I can stop the instance like this. Any other ways we have to stop the instance or a service? Services.msc. Okay. Services.msc. Then okay, choose any service, select any service, type yes. Okay, then
Then right click
right click. I can
and
stop
then
the
stop.
service. Yeah, from here also I can stop it. Very good. Any other way we have?
In SSMS, we click on that server and we
Very
can
good.
stop it.
Right click.
And we can also give a shutdown in command that query window.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, so excellent. Okay, so we can stop SQL Server in multiple ways. One is through SSMS, right click on the instance name, choose stop. Second one is through configuration manager, select the main database engine service. This is the main service, guys. Either you can right click stop or you can select, and this is the stop button, this is the restart button, this is the pause button. Or else you can go to services.msc, choose the service, right click stop or select the service, click on stop button or restart button. Or else there is one more query. Okay, we have shutdown query. Just type shutdown. Okay, let me copy paste this one, control C, control V. Okay, so this is also one query we have. We can use this query to shut down the SQL server. Like to shut down the SQL server, we have a query called shutdown. In the same way, to start the SQL server, can you guess what will be the query? Or to start or restart the SQL server, can you guess what will be the query?
Start SQL.
Start SQL. Can you try restart SQL? Can anyone try? Just I need some more answers. Sorry.
After shutdowning, it will be off, sir.
Very good. Okay, excellent. So once the server is shut down, where you are going to run the queries? All the sessions will be closed, right? How come you run the query? Start SQL server, restart SQL server. Where you are going to run these queries? You cannot run the queries, right? So there is no query to start the SQL server. Okay, either you have to start it from the configuration manager or you have to start it from the okay services.msc, or we have one more way using command prompt also we can start or stop the SQL servers. What is the query for that? Net start MS SQL server. Okay, in case you want to start it. So as of now it is already started, right? I want to stop it. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Let me open this window. See, as of now it is showing play button. That means it is running. If it is showing a red button like this, it was stopped. Okay, so now let me, as it is running, I'll stop the service now. Net stop MS SQL server. It will ask, do you want me to continue this operation? Just type Y. Y means yes. Okay, now it is stopping. Okay, so the SQL server MS SQL service is stopping. It was stopped successfully. Now see here, just refresh this one. Now you can see a red mark is there. Okay, it was stopped. So can anyone tell me what is the query to start the SQL server? Command prompt query.
Let start MS
Let's
SQL
start MSS.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So the query is correct. Okay, net start MS SQL server. Okay, for SSMS it is not possible. Why? Because all the sessions will be closed. This command prompt is an external tool. You can start or stop the SQL server using the command prompt. Okay, right click refresh. Now the SQL server is started. Okay, agent also you can start it. So in this way you can start or stop. So why we are discussing this one? Yes, we are discussing about the server admin role. Server admin is having a shutdown permission. So we are discussing in how many ways we can shut down the SQL server, right? Fine. Okay. So a member of server admin can run this one. As of now, Joshi is not a member of server admin. So right click, open new query from Joshi. And if you run this query, okay, shut down Joshi. Okay. User doesn't have permission to perform this action. Okay. As Joshi is not a member of server admin or sysadmin, she cannot run this query. So now let me make Joshi as a server admin and she can server roles, remove security admin, server admin. And now let me run the same query now. Okay. Now, okay, server shutdown by request from login Joshi. SQL Server is terminating this process. There will be no sessions existed now. All the sessions will be closed. So you cannot run query to start the SQL Server in the management studio. Okay, either you have to run from your particular configuration manager or your okay services.msc or your command prompt nets.mssql server or nets.mssql server. You can use these commands to start your SQL server. Okay, clear? Right, fine. So apart from this, we have also one more important permission, sp underscore configure reconfigure. Sometimes we are going to see these things. Let me execute sp underscore configure. Okay, sp underscore configure is a stored procedure which will help you to change the server level settings. See here, I want to change the server level settings. How can I change it? Right click, properties. Okay, and in case you want to change any setting, okay, let me go to any of the settings, security. Okay, let me go to the connections, allow remote connections, database settings. Lot of things are there, advanced. Okay, so here also lot of things are there. In case you want to change any of these settings, okay, as of now might be you will get some difficulty in understanding these things. Once you are familiar with the SQL server, you can easily understand. Okay, in case you want to change this value from this biggest value to a max server level, I want to give 1024 here. Okay, my Windows machine is having 2 GB. In the 2 GB, I'll allocate 1 GB for this SQL server. Okay, I'll explain this setup in the performance tuning. It is very important to give max server memory to the SQL server. If you don't give max server memory, it will consume the whole memory of the Windows machine. Then the Windows machine will be hanged. You cannot connect to the Windows machine, so that you cannot connect to the SQL server. That's why it is very important to allocate some memory to the SQL server. How can we allocate? You can allocate by just right clicking on the server properties, and you can go to the memory page. There, how much memory you want to allocate, you can give it. As of now, I have 2 GB. I am allocating 1 GB. If in case my machine is having 24 GB, how much you are going to allocate to SQL server? My Windows machine is having 24 GB. How much you will allocate to SQL server? So usually there is no fixed number. Okay, yeah, there is no fixed number. You can allocate 80% of the fixed memory. 80% of the 24 GB. How much? What is the 80% of the 24 GB? Okay, 2.4, 2.4, 4.8. So 19.2 GB you can allocate to the SQL server. Why? Because usually we'll allocate, okay, 80% of the machine's memory to the SQL server, right? Okay, fine. So now in case I want to allocate, I want to change this setting, I can change by using GUI option like this. Okay, or else I can use one more option called command way. So in case you want me to change using command method, I have to use this sp underscore configure. Sp underscore configure, lot of server level settings will be there. Under sp underscore configure, lot of server, these are all server level settings only. Lot of settings. How many settings you can see as of now? 23 settings you can change. In case you want to enable this option, okay, see here, to disable you have to check for the minimum value. To enable you have to check for the maximum value. what is the configuration value currently, on which value it is running, you can see under configuration value. And this is configured value, this is run value. Configured value is different, run value is different. Okay, what is the difference? Configured means you can configure it, but it may not affect until it is going to be rebooted. Until then it will show the value under configure value. Once you rebooted the server, okay, it is going to take effect, the setting is going to take effect, then it will implement the new setting, so that the run value is going to change. Okay, now I'll show you how to use this s_configure configure. Actually you can only see 23 settings, but there are a lot of settings are there. How can I pull all the settings? There is one more setting option, show advanced options. See here, as of now this is disabled. How can I say the setting is disabled? Run value is 0. 0 means disabled. Okay, I want to enable it. Okay, so how can I enable it? What is the value I have to give to enable?
1.
1.
1. Okay, do one thing. Okay, just copy this, select this show advanced options, Control C, go to here, give a space, give single quotes, Control V, paste it, comma, I want to change from 0 to 1, right? Give 1 value. Okay, now see here, configuration value, run value. See here, as of now both are zeros. Now let me run this query. Configuration option, show advanced options, change it from 0 to 1. Now again let me run this query. Okay, right, now go to the, let me go to the show advanced options. See here, configuration value changed, but run value is not changed. When it is going to change?
After reboot.
After reboot. So usually reboots, for some settings reboot is not necessary, just reconfigure command is enough. Okay, type reconfigure, so the setting will be saved permanently. Okay, now observe carefully, when you run sp_configure, you will get 77 rows. Earlier advanced options is disabled, now I just enable the advanced options, so you can see all 77 settings now. Okay, and if you go down, you can see run value. Okay, show advanced, where is the show this one. Okay, now configuration value also change it to 1, and run value is also change it to 1. Sometimes, not every time, sometimes for other settings you have to run reconfigure. For some of the settings you have to restart the SQL server. Okay, so who can run these queries? sp configure, reconfigure, who can run these queries? A member of which server role can run these queries?
Server admin.
Server admin and sysadmin can run these two queries, sp configure, reconfigure. sp configure will help you to enable the settings, reconfigure will help you to save the settings permanently. Clear? Any issues, any doubts, please? As of now, is it clear? Okay, so now, okay, Joshi is a member of server admin. Now Joshi can run these things. We just execute on the administrator connection, right? Now Joshi can run this sp_configure and all. Why? Because now she is a member of server admin, right? So next role is, what is the other role we have? Setup admin. Setup admin, usually we don't use the setup admin. Okay, usually setup admin will have permissions to create linked servers and all. So add member to setup admin, this is one permission. Add, drop, configure linked servers. Linked servers is a different separate topic. In case you want to create a link between two RDBMS softwares, like two SQL servers, or from Oracle to SQL server you want to create a link, or from MySQL to SQL server you want to create a link, or from any other RDBMS to SQL server you want to create a link, that you can achieve using linked servers. Okay, so if you are a member of setup admin, you can create, drop, and configure the linked servers. Okay, you can create, drop and configure the linked servers. As of now we haven't discussed about the linked servers, right? So don't worry about it. Usually we don't use this role in the organization. And finally the highest role is sysadmin. Okay, so now if you run this sysadmin role, okay, now you can see whatever permissions we just check it till now. Okay, all the permissions, almost all 121 permissions are there for sysadmin role. Add member to bulk admin, add member to DB creator, disk admin, process admin, security admin, server admin, setup admin, sysadmin. Whatever permissions we just check it till now from all the other server roles. Okay, all permissions you can see under the, okay, sysadmin server role. Under the sysadmin server role you can see all the permissions. Okay, these are all the different permissions of a sysadmin server role. Okay, so what is there to explain? If you're a member of sysadmin, you can do everything. There is no restrictions for you, no one can stop you. So these are all permissions of a sysadmin. Clear guys? Any issues, any doubts? Let me know in case of any doubts, please. No doubts? Right, okay, fine. So these are all fixed server roles, right? That means the permissions of these roles are fixed. You cannot change the server admin permissions. Server admin usually having a shutdown permission, sp_configure, reconfigure. Okay, DB creator is having database creator. Okay, you can create the database, you can drop the database. Those are some set of permissions are already there for these server roles. So now in case you want to add some permissions to this existing server role, or you want to remove the existing permissions from the server role, it is not possible. The permissions are fixed. You cannot remove sp configure permission from the server admin. You cannot remove shutdown permission from the server admin. That is not possible. The permissions are fixed. That's why we are going to call these server roles are fixed server roles. You cannot change the permissions of any role. That's why these are fixed server roles. Okay, so in the same way we have customized server roles also. Sir, I don't like this server role, sir. I want to give some permissions from the DB creator. I want to give some permissions from the disk admin. I want to give some permissions from the process admin. I want to give some permissions from the setup admin or server admin or security admin. How can I do that? That you can achieve using a customized server role. Means you can create your own role with your own permissions. These are fixed permissions. If you add any login to the server admin, he can do only those set of permissions. He will have those set of permissions. If you add any login to DB creator role, he will have only those kind of, or the particular set of permissions he will have. But I need some permissions from this role. I need some permissions from that role. I need different permissions from different role combination. Okay, combination. If you go to sweet shop, okay, if you don't like a single sweet, what you are going to do? You will simply ask him just pack the mixed sweets. Mixed, okay. So either a kg or half kg, you will take the mixed sweet. In the same way, customized server roles also, you can create your own role with your own permissions. Customization will be there. You can add permissions to the customized server role. You can remove permissions from the customized server role whenever you want. This feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012. Before 2012, you cannot create customized server roles. How to create a customized server role? Right click on the server role, new server role, okay, and it will ask you the server role name. Okay, so usually sometimes application team will ask us, hey, please create a customized server role for me. Okay, simply what they will do, nothing to worry here. They will give the script. They will simply ask you to execute that script, which will create a custom server role. Okay, so now I'll show you how to do that. Okay, manually. So I'm going to give app server role. Okay, app team underscore SRV role means for all the app team members, I want to give fixed set of permissions. Again, every time why I have to give the permissions and all, simply if any new user or new login joined, new employee joined in the company, automatically he will be added into the particular developer role. But in case you want to give specific permissions, you can simply add that particular login to the customized server role. So whatever permissions are there for this customized server role, automatically he will get all the permissions. Okay, in case you want to get the permissions, what kind of permissions you want? Okay, so let me click on the endpoints. Endpoints are entry points, or else let me click on the servers. Okay, so once you choose servers, lot of permissions are there. If you go down, you can see lot of permissions. Okay, these are all permissions. Okay, these are all permissions. See here, shutdown permission. Okay, earlier a member of, okay, server admin can shut down the SQL server, right? Now a member of this app team server role cannot shut down my SQL server. I'll give deny for them. Okay, a member of this custom role, okay, connect to any database. Okay, a member of this role can connect to any database. I'll give grant for this so that a member of this role can connect to any database. A member of this role, okay, create permissions also will be there. Alter database. Imagine I want to alter the database. I want to give grant permission. Okay, so for this, if you are a member of this app team server role, you can alter any database. You can add files. You can delete files of database. Whatever you want, you can do it. Either I'm just simply giving grant with grant or deny and all. Depends upon the application team requirement. We are going to choose either if they need grant for this permission, we'll grant them. If they need with grant, we'll with grant them. If they need deny, we'll simply deny them. Whatever the requirement is there, we'll act accordingly. We are not going to choose, or we are not going to take any individual decisions. What permissions has to give, what hasn't been give. Okay, nothing is there in our hands. They will ask set of permissions from this list. Simply you have to choose what kind of permissions you want to see. I want to give create any database permission. So a member of this particular role can create any database. So like that, some set of permissions I'll group together and I'll create a custom role, so that in case later in the future, if I want to remove, I will simply remove this permission. If I want to add new permission, I'll simply add the new permission just like this. So customization is there. Permissions, you can add permissions, you can remove permission. That's why this is customized server role. But whereas fixed server role, you cannot add or remove permissions to any of the fixed server role. Okay, right? So now just click OK. Like this, you can create a custom role. Now in case you want to add Joshi to the custom server role, same like this. Okay, just go to double click on Joshi, go to server roles. There you can see the custom roles also. Okay, so earlier you can see only fixed server roles, right? Now you can see, okay, custom server role also. Now tell me, Joshi is a server admin. Joshi is a member of app team server role. Now Joshi can shut down my SQL server or not? No?
No, sir.
Are you sure? Why no? Why no?
More than customized server roles, the default server roles will have more access.
If, as per your answer, if default fixed server role is having more access, then server admin is like having more access, right? So as per the server admin, she can easily, okay, shut down the SQL server, right? Right? As per your discussion, Joshi can shut down the server now. Why? Because Joshi is a member of server admin. So you are saying more than application server role, or else more than custom server role. Fixed server role is powerful. So Joshi cannot shut down the SQL server. Fixed server role is powerful. Why she cannot shut down the SQL server? She can shut down the SQL server, right? as per your assumption? Right? So can anyone tell me the answer? Whether Joshi can shut down the SQL server or not? You know the answer. You all know the answer. Just try it. What permissions I gave to the custom server role? Anyone remember one or two permissions?
Yes, database creation select
Okay.
and one option is shutdown is denied.
Okay. So now what is the answer? Can Joshi shut down the SQL server or she cannot shut down the SQL server?
Cannot.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Because it is denied.
This is Joshi connection, right? Okay. So user doesn't have permission. So as per server admin, Joshi can shut down the SQL server. But as per the application role, shutdown permission is denied. Okay. So which one will work? Server admin versus deny. Which one will work? Deny only will work. So as per the deny permission, Joshi cannot shut down the SQL server. Nothing is there to confuse. Okay, nothing is there. Okay, whatever basic things we are good. So simply we are applying the same basic things here. Okay, so don't confuse here. Nothing is there. Okay, all right, fine. So this is all about your server roles and custom server roles, fixed server roles and custom server roles. Any issues? Any doubts? No doubts. No doubts. Please tell me, guys, if you have any doubts, let me know. Is it clear? Are you able to understand the things or you are getting confused?
Sir, it's clear.
Okay, fine.
Understood,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. Okay. Right. So after the server roles, we have one more topic called database roles. Okay. Where I can find the database roles? Can anyone tell me?
Under database security.
And
security.
Very good. Okay. So under any database, you can go to any database. Each database will have its own security. Your house will own your own main door. My house will have main door. Security is important for each and every house, right? So each and every database will have security. Under security, okay, right? Under security. So here, okay, again, if you go to security, this is database level security. Okay, here you can see roles. Under these roles, you can see database roles. These are the database roles. 9 plus 1 database roles will be there. Again, one public, remaining 9 are fixed database roles. DB access admin, DB backup operator, data reader, DB data writer. If you see DB prefix, DB underscore prefix, that means it's a database role. For server role, usually there will be no prefix. Okay, you can see direct role name. But if you see DB underscore role name, that is a database role. DB DDL admin, DB deny data writer, DB deny data writer, DB owner, DB security admin, public database role. So I have a stored procedure to find out the permissions of a server role. Can anyone tell me what is the stored procedure to find out the permissions of a database role? Can anyone try? These are the server level permissions, right? SRV role permission. Now what will the stored procedure for DB database roles? DB role permission. Okay, SP underscore DB fixed role permission. Okay, color is changed. Okay, right. I want to see the permissions of access admin. Okay, what are the permissions are there for access admin? I want to see. Okay, so you can see these are the 3 permissions of access admin. Okay, so a login can be a member of any server role. In the same way, which entity can be a member of database role? Server roles, logins, both are server level entities. Database roles,
User.
users. Very good, users. Okay, so you can add a login to the server role. You can add a user to the database role. Don't confuse here. You cannot add a login to the database. Some people will tell like this, I just added a login to the database role. No, that is wrong. The statement is wrong. You cannot add any login to the database role. You can add login to the server role. Okay, if you are going to compare, you have to compare, okay, with the same metrics, right? Right? Kgs, you have to compare. Kilometers, you have to compare. How can you compare kilometer, meter? In the same way, login server roles, both are a set. Users database roles, both are a set. Okay, so you can add a user into the database role. You can add a login into the server role. Don't confuse here. Okay, right? A member of access admin is having this kind of permissions. There are 3 permissions. Drop user means in case if Joshi is a member of access admin, Joshi can drop other users from the same database, guys. Joshi cannot interfere in another database. Okay, Joshi can drop users from, why? Because database roles will work only per database. Okay, if you are